my goodness. I am super, super excited. New show, new co-host, and this is super excited. I'll be right back with my partner, Scott.
Grab your friends, find your enemies and make amends, and we'll meet in the middle. Take the pride and set it aside. My hands will build you a shield, and we'll solve the riddle.
We're back. Hello, Scott. Welcome to the Lynn Serrano YouTube channel, which now you're my co-host, and I'm super, super excited to be here. So welcome to our show.
Hey, welcome everybody. Lynn, I've been so excited. We've been talking about doing this for 9 months almost. When are we going to have time to do our show? And then you had to write a book. And congratulations on the book, by the way. It was fabulous.
Thank you.
And then you had to travel, which was cool because you got to come to Florida. You saw your dad, you saw me, which was the most important thing, but you saw all those people. But but now we're back and we're both in a rhythm and we've got our new show. This is exciting.
It is very exciting. Oh, and look, we've got the other Florida resident, Scott Ricard.
Wait, Scott Ricard's from Florida too?
He lives in Florida. Yes. Scott, can you mention what part in Florida?
What part of Florida are you in? Because we're only allowed so many Scots in Florida, and if we get too many, I have to go back to New York, and I don't want to go back to New York. They talk funny up there.
Oh,
I don't want to go back.
Oh,
but no, that's great, Scott. Thanks for joining us, brother. This is as we see it, and the whole idea behind this is Navarre Beach. Okay.
You don't know where that's
really
at,
sad.
right?
I have no idea where the hell that is.
And how long you been in Florida?
10 years.
That's not too long. That's okay.
No, so 10 years. I've been to South Beach once and I live a half hour from there. And I'm an hour from the Keys and I've never been to the Keys.
Wow.
I work.
Oh, he said he's right by Destin. You know what? I was supposed to be in Destin this month and I didn't make it. If I would have known that, I would have just stayed at your house instead. No, just kidding.
Michael is joining us too.
Oh, hello,
Loves the New York
Michael.
Accent.
Oh, yeah. Nice to see you on here. Okay, so this is really interesting. This is the first time I ever did this, and I've known Scott since 6th grade, since 12. So here I trusted him enough, and I'm not the only producer of this show. He has the controls too. I am not controlling this whole show. I may even sit here and be like, "Yeah, so what's up?" And I'll just look at the camera and let him deal with it. We're gonna take turns.
I did that. She can't control it. I just moved us. I'm Lynn. Now I'm Lynn. I got to talk with the accent and do all. But no, I'll put it back. There you go.
Like, look, no hands. The show. You haven't seen my hands like this before and see things move. So it's really cool.
We've both been doing this for a long time, though. I mean, this isn't like, I've got a lot of different shows that I do, and I've used to work in television and radio in the Philadelphia market for a lot of years. So we both got a lot of experience. This isn't like a couple of novices getting together.
Yeah, but I haven't done things like this.
Scott Jones here, and do you love a green lawn? Do you love a clean lawn?
Okay. I won't torment him, but it just was like, yeah. The only thing
that was a rehearsal, by the way. That was a rehearsal.
Okay, but I gotta say this, Scott. I said to him, Scott. So just so you know, we got to make a promise that whatever you see as far as video clips here, you might not like some of them. You're not allowed to delete them. And he goes, "What do you mean?" And then I showed him, well, maybe something like this.
I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement and everything because I'm going to be seeing her personal stuff and everything. What's this show about? Well, that's a really good question, Skylar.
Yes. It's a very good question, Skylar. Hold on a second. And I want to welcome another podcaster who I need to have on my show soon, Tim Gillette. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to have you among us podcasters. So thank you. And this brings up to the great question that Skylar has here. Is basically Scott and I, we go back a long ways, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But as far as the always As We See It, he and I have some great conversations, and we have different perception of things, and we perceive things in certain ways. But one thing about Scott and I, we both have this thing about being open-minded and try to see it from somebody else's point of view, and to know that just what we know isn't like golden, or we can maybe walk away from the conversation, being changed by it. And so with that always being our thing, and I was doing a show the other night, we just came up with it the other night with As We See It. So that's all of us, how we see the world. But if we can give you two different viewpoints and then there's yours, I mean, what greater thing than to get out of your own stinking thinking and possibly see something a way you never seen it before. So go ahead, Scott.
Absolutely. We look forward to having people giving us new perspective as well.
Mhm.
In my life, as I've gone through changes with both, difficulties, behavioral difficulties and addictions that I've gone through, and then becoming a sober human being and taking care of myself and now helping others. I'm constantly learning from other people. And that's one of the reasons that Lynn and I like doing this, is because we love just opening ourselves up, putting ourselves out there and getting your feedback too. My opinion, although I generally believe I'm right, is not always correct. It's not always the way to look at something. So we're always looking for something different. There's so many different fruits on the tree. Okay. There's so many different things to choose from. And for anybody just to look at one apple and say that's the one perfect apple, that's so wrong. You got to look at all of them.
Yeah.
You never know, because even though one might look a little bit odd, it might be the best tasting apple, right?
Yep. Well, Skylar, he's right. He and I go back to when I first moved here. His mom and I, may she rest in peace. She and I were very good friends, and that's her son. And so when I see him, I remember her. And we have another celebrity. We have another celebrity visitor here. She's a podcaster with iClick TV, and she does reality TV show reviews or like we do Survivor and
I love Survivor.
I
I'm all
love
about
Survivor. Matter of fact, I'll have to hook you up to that channel. But she and I are going to start doing one where she's watching it live, and you could come on too, Scott. And they're watching it live, and being that I'm in the West Coast, I'll be like, "What's going on?" So anybody that doesn't like spoilers can't, watch us. But
So you're not seeing it at the same time I would be seeing it. I'm seeing
correct,
it.
correct.
So I can tell you something's going to happen that's not going to happen and really freak you out.
Oh, then I don't want
Not
you
that I
on
would
that
do
show.
that.
But
Not that I would do that.
Linda would do that. So she's in Facebook jail now, and she's using So
What'd you do?
on the other one, she's
What'd
she's
you do?
iClick TV. Probably because she told her how she felt about one of Survivor cast, and people didn't like it, so they just went ahead and turned her ass in, I guess. So
Wow.
yeah. So,
Wow.
so
See,
rough
I've
crowd.
actually been in real jail, but I don't know what Facebook jail is like. What is that like? How many meals a day do you get?
Hi,
don't
Luke.
know.
Now we got to behave because we've got I think he's the new Doogie Howser of self-development. He's Doogie Howser of wiser. He's got an old soul, wiser than beyond his years. His dad does, and I'm going to mess this up, so I'll try not to, but Bob Proctor stuff.
Okay.
And so
That
this
picture is
kid,
him?
yes, that's him. He looks like
Well,
Doogie
people don't
Howser.
know he's actually 68. He just looks fabulous.
So she got in jail for saying that someone was delusional.
Oh, I've got a list. You want to find delusional people? I got a list of delusional people. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
We're all
my
good.
goodness.
But the thing is, you don't call them out individually. You just call them out as a group, and then you're okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. And that's what Scott's doing. He's trying to fix the world by he has why don't you let's go back to our story as far as we met when we were 6th grade, 12 years old, and I am, gosh, I think you're a year younger than me. You were born 60.
Not quite. Close to it. I'm 66.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So anyways, he was younger than me. And so we went to school, and he and I, we went to all different schools from 6th grade to then came along after we weren't in the same neighborhood because he only lived. He was the boy down the street. I'll leave it at that. He's the boy down the street, and then he moved away. I moved away, and here it was. I graduate a year early, and here it was. I'll never forget. It was in October. They had open parents' night, and it was the gym. Do you remember this real well,
At
Scott?
Corcoran High School.
Yes, but do you
Yeah.
remember? Okay, so I was like helping the teachers, and I came in the stadium or the auditorium, and I ran out, and I guess somebody said, "Well, that's Lynn Serrano. She does, the shows and blah blah blah." I came back. Teacher said, "There's somebody here that knows you." I'm like, "Who?" He stands up. He didn't say nothing, and I freaked out. It's like, "Are you kidding me? I hadn't seen him in 5 years." And so he ended up in my school. They didn't have a locker for him, so I ended up sharing a locker with him. I give
That's
him a
right.
hug and a kiss every morning. He went about his business, and I went about mine, and I graduated a year early. But that's the whole story there. And then I got married a few times and whatnot, and I'm going to mute myself. And then Scott is going to share about his life from after high school, real quick.
Oh, Lynn. Well, Lynn goes and deals with puppies, and I know. Hey, it happens, right? I got that same thing, but I don't have pets, so it's just in my head. But yeah, after Lynn and I knew each other, I went to college, and then I transferred. I ended up going down to Delaware. I ended up getting married, and my life changed, and then during the period of that time. I'd fallen into some pretty bad habits with alcohol and drugs and found myself in a very, very bad place with some very, very bad people. And I ended up getting sober, and my life became about helping other people. Did radio and television for a long time. If we ever get anybody in the Philadelphia market and I look familiar, yes, I was the guy standing in the parking lot in the gorilla suit selling Kias. That was me. I get it. And morning radio and all those. But eventually through a series of bad marriages, bad decisions, and then getting sober, I made changes to my life. I went back to New York for a short period and then came down to Florida. And my life now is dedicated, and I have a company called Addiction Training Center. And we're dedicated to helping people deal with addiction in their workplaces, in their communities, and wherever else they come to it. We're working a lot with first responders right now. How to deal with addiction, how to get people help when they need it, including mental health disorders as well. And I've never been happier. Luckily, I've got podcasts. We've got different shows. In a little bit, I'm going to ask Lynn a question about this weekend, see if she's available. But we'll talk about that. But I've got different podcasts. Most of them are about changing your life, changing your attitude, and certainly getting clean and sober. When I talk about sobriety, I'm not thinking everybody in the world should not drink. I'm not that guy. I'm not. Alcohol is not evil. Not even all drugs are evil. But if you've got a problem, you should not be doing it. You should be getting straightened out and live your best life. And there's my business partner, my best friend in the world, Karen Hurley. Her and I started Addiction Training Center 5 years ago, and we kind of broke out on our own from where we were. And in the last couple of years, even through COVID and everything else, we've gotten so much support. And Karen, I love you. She is the pillar of what we do. For sure.
And then I call her Mama Sandy. If it wasn't for Mama Sandy, we wouldn't have Scott.
That's right. That's my mom. That is my mom, and she's tuning in and joining us, and I appreciate that, Mom.
I love you, Mama Sandy. I love
you so
much.
The beautiful thing is that no matter what I do, I could go on here and be a total fool, and she'll still think it was the greatest thing. That's what moms are for. All right.
But moms she loves me too.
If I get a little bit of mud and I put a stick in it and I bring it home to her, even at 55 years old, I bring it home to her. She's still going to think it's beautiful and cry. So it's a nice thing,
Oh, she loves me too. And yeah, that's a great path. And so,
thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, that's right. 5 days ago. Congratulations.
People don't understand. It's amazing, Lynn, because the hardest drug to kick is nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, alcohol kills more people during detox, and heroin can be very, very traumatic on the body. But nicotine, because of the way the nicotine fits into the brain, it fits into every receptor in the brain, which makes it hard to quit, because when you're trying to quit, it affects every mood and everything you do. So it's your appetite, your sleep habits, your mood, everything is affected. So Can we help? Of course we can help. Of course we can help. I'm gonna give you a number to call, 786-514-0893. Talk to Karen, my business partner. Tell her what's going on, and she can help you out with some nutrients and vitamins. Not medications, not some magic root they found in Africa. Nutrients and vitamins that will help you close those receptors and feel better.
Which, by the way, Scott, just so that you know, Karen and I are planning to collaborate on that. We're going to be doing a show on that. So
that's right. You guys are.
Yeah.
Karen was talking about that, and I thought, listen, this is just the beginning for Lynn and I and our empire of podcasting and information. Anything that we could bring to you guys to educate you, to help you, to inspire you, or even just to make you laugh, we're going to be there for you.
Yeah, we are. We're going to make some changes.
Karen's excited.
Yeah. So, and Mama says she loves me too. I'm so glad. I fell in love with her. I went down there and I met Karen and Sandy, and I was like instant in love. It's like it's my family that I haven't connected to in years, and like I love Scott in such a level that it's so cool. Like I think people would like just love the fact that they could have friendships like this, and so and Scott, you're just that way, just like you got the friendship with Teresa. I just think it's fantastic. You're stuck with me and Teresa for the rest of your life. If you didn't know that, I'm telling you now. So
two of my best friends in the world are two of my exes, and it's just the way it is. But Teresa,
it's awesome. We'll tell that story later.
We'll tell that story, but I'm telling you right now that finding that kind of friendship and that kind of joy in your life, that's what it's all about. It's not about being smarter than the next guy or making more money or driving a better car. It's about when you're just sitting there and you need something from somebody, you got a plethora of people that you can call. I'm not talking about needing money or
Teresa's
food.
here.
Teresa's there.
I gotta go to this story now because Teresa,
go ahead.
This is so cool. And I'm telling you guys story too, because I love it. It's and I don't even know if Teresa knows the whole story, but yeah, we lived on Sealy, Scott and I did in the valley, right by the funeral parlor. If everybody really wants to know, there'll be some days some people go and buy those damn ghettos just to see where we used to live or something. I don't know.
I forgot about the funeral parlor. It was the nicest looking building on our street.
Anyhow, so I met up with Scott in 6th grade, and then I ended up going to Eastwood, which Teresa and I have a bunch of mutual friends there, and so then and I met up with Scott in at Corcoran, and I'd give him a hug and a kiss in the morning, and he'd go his way, I'd go my way. There was even some days he was like Sir Walter Scott. He used to buy flowers for all the girls and the whole thing. We got a razz about that. But anyways, I still love the guy, right? And so, but what's really cool is that, over the years, I knew that Scott was with Teresa and stuff, and I always noticed we had mutual friends. And so, and I was like, oh, that's when I lived at that end of town. So I knew she was really cool. But what was really cool to me was that I was trying to tell Scott something that happened in one of my shows, and I was humbled and honored when he said, well, Teresa said she watched the show. And I'm like, Teresa watched my show. And I got to tell you, that meant so much to me. I thought I'm like, I'm friending her. She's my friend now. That's like it. So anyways, they dated for like 10 years and whatnot. And it's great to see. I mean, I dated somebody for 10 years and we're still really good friends. I love them. And that's the way it is. But, and a lot of people need to learn this stuff. People need to understand you don't need to be miserable. I think what you guys did for each other, that's true love, that's true friendship, and that's the way it should be. And anybody gets in your relationship, or anybody either gets in you guys' relationships that can't accept that relationship, then they're not the ones for you. So, and like I said, so Teresa and I, you're stuck with us for the rest of our lives. And that girl better be a saint, because she ain't getting through either one of us. So, but again, it goes to show you how cool it, that's why you should be nice to everybody, because you don't realize when that shit's going to come back and hit you in the ass. And
you know what? And Teresa continues to help me grow and learn about myself. I've been spending time doing a lot of reflection about some things that I need to be doing better in my life that impacts the people around me. And I'm able to do that. She says she is a saint. I'm going to tell you, you are a saint. You are.
Teresa, you and we're a lot alike.
Whoa. Nobody included you in on that, Lynn.
Oh, no. I already know this girl. I just have a sense about her, and I love her. I love her.
But
I
anyway,
love her.
I could never, her friendship is the world to me, as is yours, and those friendships help me learn to be a better Scott and be a better person, and that's where I'm at, and that's the journey I want to share with people, because there's too many people that are so wrapped up in everyday bullshit that they just don't take the opportunity to grow and live and learn and do things. I'm in Fort Lauderdale area. I'm just outside of Fort Lauderdale in Davie.
It's really weird, Scott. You'll always remember this. I was actually on my way to your house that morning, because it was the middle of the night that Miami building went down, which is 18 miles from your house. And my dad calling me because I was driving through the Everglades. Everybody's calling me, yo, you know what? I'm like, well, the town is still open. Like, don't worry about me, kind of thing, So anyways, the cool thing is, I knew Scott when he was just so innocent. He was in his bedroom and he was fishing with a fishing pole because he was that bored. And I'll never forget that. That was pretty funny. But, I knew him then. And
it was much cooler than you make it sound. I
know. I
sure. I used to pick up socks off the floor. Was just trying to with a fishing pole. And but you make it sound like just a fishing pole.
One thing that's really sweet is that, my life, I moved from Long Island and he met me right after I moved from Long Island. And back then my name was still Eileen. And then when I went to Eastwood, I changed it to Lynn. So the thing is that after Scott left, I went through some traumatic things with the boys in the neighborhood that were not nice. It changed my life a lot. And so, so then when I got to see him in high school, that was just nice to see a nice, familiar face, because when you go through tragic things in your life and traumatic things in your life, you can't think of those things, but you can think of the bright things. And Scott was a bright beacon in my life then. And we would just sit at the table sometimes and just smile at each other and hold hands. I mean, because we just would be quiet and just hang out, like, the innocence of being that age. So he was always a perfect gentleman. I don't know how corrupted he got later, but that wasn't none of my business. I don't even want to know now. No, just kidding. But I'm just saying, we just had that sweet,
the list is long. The list is long.
Yeah, but hey, I kissed the death out of him. I'm not gonna lie about that. But as far as anything else, I don't know. But
I think we were both looking for a respite from our lives. I mean, we both had different family issues, different issues with friends and bullying and different things going on in their lives. And I think we were the respite. We were the kind of that stop where this is our safe space.
Yeah.
And I know you have my back and I had your back, and it was really a relatively short period of time because we both moved around so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we were like gypsies.
Yeah.
I lived on the north side, south side, east side, and west side of Syracuse.
We rotated. We
all
literally
within 1 year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we moved around. Yeah, we moved around, and it was kind of fate, but it was also fate that brought us back together again.
Yeah.
All these years later, it was just about a year ago that I saw you were doing podcasting. I don't know how that came out. And you have a show called Live. What is it called?
Live, Love, Laugh, and Let Go Out Loud.
And I have a show which started 3 years ago, which no connection, Live Out Loud podcast.
Yeah.
Now, how funny is that we have shows that are that close?
And like I said, and Teresa, who had mutual friends of mine, when after I met Scott, I met these people. It's just like everything that the pieces are just, really, really cool. And, and I think it's been almost 2 years now, but I mean, Ricky and I haven't been together for 2 years now, so I have 10 years. So again, it was just that, that combustion of, we're doing it. We're just hanging and, we don't like conflict and all that stuff. So it's really, really cool. And we do love stuff about Syracuse, and, that's because to us, we'll always have Syracuse.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, we've got
lots of friends there.
We got a lot of people there.
Yeah. And I can't wait because I'm going to go see Teresa and hang out with her. We will be FaceTiming you together. I just know that already. Don't worry. Don't be nervous.
You're now, is this Linda?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
she goes by Linda, but she's in jail on her other account.
Gotcha,
Don't tell Facebook. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Facebook, shut up. You're all degenerates. No, I'm kidding. She has a family in Palm Beach County. Used to live in Clearwater, Safety Harbor area. All right. Well, you know what? I do a lot of work up in Palm Beach County. It's beautiful up there. We do a lot of work, and that's where we started working with first responders. So I'm always up in everywhere from Port St. Lucie to Palm Beach Gardens, and everywhere in between. So that's cool. Yeah. Any Florida peeps, you want to look me up, and there's always music going on or something to do down here. So just let me know. But yeah, I mean, this is what our show is supposed to be. It's rambling with purpose. I think that's probably our tagline.
Yep. There you go. With purpose. Yeah.
Rambling with purpose.
Yeah.
But this is neat, and I appreciate the fact that we have these people that watch our shows and do all. Speaking of shows, let me ask you a question. What are you doing on Saturday?
Oh, what am I doing on Saturday? Well, maybe
Saturday
this.
morning.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the very first Live Out Loud podcast pop-up edition. And,
who's sitting in my chair?
So Gary, well, you are Gary. You're here.
No, I'm not here. I'm there.
Well, I checked over there. You weren't there, so you must be here. Well, you got to be somewhere.
Well, I must be, but there is a person there. Or actually, there's a person here.
There's a person there in your chair.
Yes. Who is that person?
This is Lynn. We've talked about Lynn Serrano, who has.
That we did that over the summer because our Live Out Loud show, we started doing these pop-up podcasts, which means they weren't on a schedule. It could be anytime. You happen to be in town. I said, let's go over to the studio. Let's do a quick pop-up. We'll get Gary from home and stuff, because I got a studio here in my home, which is where we're in my home studio now. They got a studio at the office. But but this Saturday, Gary is going to be out of town, and I figure you and I will do a full Live Out Loud show. What do you think?
I think that would be an honor and will be so much fun.
All right.
So much fun. Thank
you. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this on Saturday. It'll be at noon Eastern Standard Time. Lynn, you could do the math for everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Well,
we're 5 hours behind, 7 years behind. I don't know what that is.
Right. I want to say hi to Helen. She's for Corker
Helen's
Cougars.
my new Facebook friend.
Yes, she is. And then there's Sandy. I got to meet her.
Hello, Sandy.
Yep. So yeah, feel free to give Scott some more friends and Adam, because we'll be intertwining. You're gonna have to keep going between our two pages to know what the heck we're doing. And
yeah, maybe we'll do a crossover. Maybe we should do a page that's a crossover page at some point where we can have all of our shows filter to that, whether you're doing them alone or we're doing them together.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe we should do that and be co-administrators of that page, just like we're co-hosts of this show.
Yeah, for sure. So
but yeah.
Hello, big boy. How are you doing?
I love Snapchat.
That was my first wife. So yeah, no, this Saturday at noon, I want everybody to join us at Live Out Loud Podcast, and you can catch us Live Out Loud Podcast on Facebook or the Addiction Training Center on Facebook. You can catch us either of those places. We'll link it over, and then we'll share the information before the show.
That is so cool.
But yeah, Live Out Loud. Good.
Awesome. I'm probably going to get shot for this one, but I'm going to still do it. Look. There's Teresa. Hi, Teresa.
That actually, I remember that day. That was Teresa and I at Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
Was it?
Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. Bubba Gump. It's a household name. They got Bubba Gump in Fort Lauderdale, and that was us at Bubba Gump. I remember that day very well. That was about 8 years ago, I think.
Oh wow. Okay, so you just reminded me. It seems like I'm going to upload something here, but while I'm uploading it, we were just telling that one app that some people are watching us on would tell them to shut up, not listen. But I was doing something earlier, and this was funny, but it goes to show you never know whether Alexa, Series, or who's listened to what, right? So this is funny. This is probably not the edited one, but I'm going to play it anyways. Started my intro video for tonight's show.
I don't know how to respond to that.
And he doesn't know how to respond to that either. Siri, I didn't ask you. Anyhow. Yeah, isn't that crazy? So you know, I'm really getting. Oh, you had a tan. So
in the photo, yeah.
I hope you approved of that picture, and I hope you're not mad at me. We're still besties, right? So you're beautiful. Cool. No, you're beautiful.
She had, yeah, we both had tans there, and then, you know, what happens is you find, you know how you know who lives in Florida? They don't have a tan.
Yeah.
Because the people who come and visit, they lay in the sun and they get tans. The people who live in Florida, we work during the day. We get home, there's no sun. That's it. So, you know, but that was at the beginning when we were doing our best to try to get out and get tans all the time and everything. And then it got to the end. And it's like, well, we're 10 minutes from the ocean. Shall we go see it? Nah, it's too far.
Oh, well, you know, on that show that I was on with you, I had dared you to go out live with Gary and do a show. And I got that little clip right here.
Really good.
Facebook's going to put me in jail if I keep playing it.
It didn't sound terrible.
What?
It didn't sound too terrible.
No, it sounded good.
Yeah. It's kind of muffled. Sure. So that's a good thing. Muffling my voice is always the best way to listen to it. But
look at
it's,
you know,
well, we can get in trouble for playing that, can we?
I probably get flagged. I don't know.
For using because of the music?
Yeah, the music.
Oh no, we're allowed.
No,
because my friends' bands always put their music out there. We do
Really good.
And Lord, don't you know how happy at times with a poor man's lady hitting on a twilight train. Ain't nothing there that I can't take along. Maybe a song, singing along. Don't need to say these to a man for a happy tune. Oh, I love my rosy child.
Okay, hey, you're a producer too. You could have cut that shit off anytime. Don't blame it on me. Don't act like Lynn, cut it off.
I forgot. No, I just wanted to make sure that we, you know, didn't bore people with me going up there.
Our numbers only went from 50 people down to 6, but we're okay, Scott.
Yeah, well, -6. There's people that want their time back.
It's okay. They just. By the way, my scenery here was this morning's sunrise.
Where?
Isn't that cool? In Montana.
Oh, so that was like a picture you took that you're putting up on your green screen there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is a green screen of
real life
my studio.
No, it's your real it's your real room.
My pictures and my guitars.
Yes, we'll have to take a tour there. Well, you guys, I think we're about thank you. She loved the background. I really want to thank all of our stalkers out there that didn't say hi to us, because there's quite a few watching, but
that's fine.
Thank you. No, that's fine. Hey, so we definitely want you guys to know that this is going to be your show, interactive. There's a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom, a lot of things that we can help a lot of people with, and we will be very happy to do that here on the air. By next week, we're going to have our text message number up where you can actually text message and find us when we're doing our things. And there's a lot of things that come to head, but I'm really excited because I'm reverse engineering my station and my network. And if you haven't figured it out yet, Scott's going to be a big part of that, and a lot of other people that are going to come along for this amazing ride. But what we got to do first with anything is we've got to start out raw, real, which we'll always do, and be always very unscripted because it saves us a lot of editing time, but as well as the fact that being here and bringing you things that, you know, comedy, fun, education, musical, just everything. When you get to be 55 plus, we have the luxury of thank you, Scott. We have the luxury of just sharing life's wisdoms, and we really want to leave that impact the world here before we're gone. As we know, with this corona and everything else, we just never know when our time is short here. So I'm just honored and humbled because Scott has busy full days of things, and for him to take this time and make this time slot for us, all my friends, we are blessed for this. And let's Adam is a friend. Look for him, and we're going to be doing some major big things, and none of it could be done without your help and getting the word out and making a difference. Scott?
I agree, Lynn. I've been looking forward to doing this for a while, and never too busy for good people, and that's the truth. The bottom line is we're not gurus on the mount. We're not experts in anything. I pride myself in knowing a little bit about everything and a lot about nothing. But the bottom line is that we've walked, we've stumbled, we fumbled just like everybody else, and we found some answers that work for us, and maybe they'll work for you. And maybe you'll have some things that work for us, but it's all about us getting together, sharing our experiences, sharing our strengths, sharing our hopes and our dreams and our futures. And that's where the good stuff happens. And we might take some topics that are just, they could be like very serious topical information, or it could be something silly. And we're just going to give you our perspective, and maybe that'll do something for you guys. A show like this, I think, is just, it's your show. Lynn, you're absolutely right. This is about you guys. If there's something you want us to talk about, something you want to see, other than me performing that song again, we'll do anything you guys want. All right. So, so please reach out to us. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you'd like to see, and let us know that this time slot and everything works for you. It's Tuesday nights at 7:30.
And just remember that it says the
Eastern Standard Time, by the way. That's
right.
I don't know what that is where you are.
Yeah, right now it's 6:00 here.
Oh, okay.
So, the show states it's the Lynn and Scott show, but the part where you guys belong is as we see it, as we collectively see things. So you, the audience, interact, and we'll have our viewpoints, and we want to hear yours. So keeping that in mind, we'll have some topics. We'll always have some funny things. I think Scott and I are mindful of, we're going to have clips. We're going to have pictures. We're going to have, it's going to be a variety, because we just don't want to sit here and talk. We want you to always expect the unexpected from us, because and of course that comes from like Big Brother and a few other shows, reality stuff, which, by the way, isn't Bachelorette on tonight?
Yeah, but I'm not doing Bachelorette right now.
This year? Okay, well,
no,
I thought about that. I usually watch it the next day without the commercials. I pay for Hulu, make it work for me.
Well, so, Teresa's also an expert. If we ever need an expert on Survivor, Bachelorette, or anything to do with the show Friends, we've got her. She's got our back. So
oh my gosh,
she's all about all of that.
We are so blessed. Well, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Scott. I love you, and
love you too, Lynn, and love to everyone out there. And just as you go through your life, trust few, befriend many, but love all. That's all you can do.
Amen. Okay, we're out of here. I'm going to close out with this. And Scott, I'm going to beg him to do an outro for us. So till then, see ya.
Grab your friend.